Hi again, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise, and today I'm just going to answer as many viewer questions as I can. So hang in there with me. I will try and cover everyone's. I have the Ecuadorian Rainforest. I have Garland working on, if he's going to be working on child trafficking cases, and the future of Brazil. There's a few more. There's a few more here. But anyway, of course it'll be listed in the title. So let me drop that camera down and get started. Okay, for the first viewer question, it's for Cindy Dickerson. She wants to know if Merrick Garland will find all the people and the organizations that are involved in all the awful crime on children, regarding the child trafficking. So let's see. So Merrick Garland, what effect? Let's see what forces are in motion with him in this particular area. Okay. And his challenge. And then I think I'll just, let's start off with 5 cards to see, actually, plans, actions, success, future, and outcome. Okay. Plans, actions, future, success, and then future, and the outcome. All right. So this looks rather challenging to me, actually. Okay, so I'm here with the forces in motion. We have the King of Pentacles reversed. Now, that brings us into that place of, the issue itself is very, very corrupt. It's the money. It's the amount of money that is tied to this issue. So that's what he's up against, all the corruption. And then his biggest challenge with the King of Swords here, that has to do with his ability to, because it's reversed as well, his ability to go after these people who are very corrupt. Like maybe it's hard to find who the guys at the top are, because both of these guys are really corrupt. This one's doing it for the money, and this one, these would be all the same, people. They're doing it for the money, and they know the strategy to make it happen. So it's really, this is very, very, very challenging. And then over here with as far as plans, his plans, with the Four of Cups being reversed, it means that he is being very proactive. He is not apathetic at all, because it comes through reversed. He's not just thinking about it or looking out in the distance wondering what to do. He's on it. So those are his plans. His plans are to take action, and he's very enthusiastic and focused about it. It's a new goal for him. His actions with the Ten of Pentacles reversed, this has to do with the family separation. This has to do with the separation of the children. And so I think he's planning and he's acting on the family separation. The success, with the Ten of Wands, it does bring in some completion, but it's a huge, huge, huge burden. It's an overload of responsibilities. It's a lot of work and a lot of stress. and a lot of, worry. This is a card of, hard work, worry, stress, all of that. But I can't say that it's not successful. He, of course, has the whole Department of Justice under him to, so he has all the AGs in every state, right? So there's, he does have that. But having to handle all that is a lot. Because there's at least 5,600 families where children were separated. And there's, we still have the crisis at the border. And I'm sure he's interfacing with Biden all the time. So that's really challenging. The future, with the Eight of Cups reversed, he's not going to walk away from this responsibility. But when it comes to reversed, it is a card of stagnation and a fear of losing and a fear of change. It can sometimes even be avoidance. Dang it. And then with the Two of Swords straight up, he's at a crossroads. He's going to have to face his fears. And he's going to have to make a decision at some point. So this is a really hard situation. Thank goodness he's there with Biden for at least 4 years. Because it could really take some time. So let me... Because your question, Cindy, was will Merrick Garland find all the people and organizations? Well, here we have the people, organizations, all this, like dark money. So it's kind of, these cards are telling me it's a little challenging, and it might even be like very dangerous for him as well. Because these two people, these two types of people who run these organized crime syndicates, which are transnational, by the way, they're dangerous and ruthless. They'll do anything to protect their money. These are like, drug lords and gangster type of, but they're at the top, and they all work together, and they all protect each other because that's the only way it's successful. So this is biggest challenge. These are the worst cards to have for that question, but of course they would come through. What I think I need to do is let me pause the camera, and I'll shuffle with my. I'm going to use this deck here. But let me get the cards all shuffled and laid out before. Well, I'll shuffle and pull. I'll pull them with you, but let me get them shuffled so that you don't have to wait for that. Okay, be right back. Okay, so I think what's better would be, or it might help, is to reframe the question. So I'm asking it from the context of what will Merrick Garland and the Department of Justice and anyone, he delegates to, what will they be able to accomplish to get these families back together and to stop this crime, against children, against, child trafficking, or even adult trafficking, because we're talking slave traders. So what is he going to be able to accomplish? I should be able to fit 7 cards here. Yeah. Okay, so let me do another row. Oh, yeah. Well, that sure okay, these cards, good. Okay, I'm feeling better, and I'll tell you why. Our theme here in the middle, these two cards right here, we're talking the organized clubs that come together, or there's an I think there's a sting operation that's going to happen. And I say that because of the little Cupid with the arrow here. I have to, you know, for these types of political readings, I kind of have to change up the meaning sometimes. Or not the meaning, well, yeah. I mean, this would be an impulsive thing, but I see it as a sting. I would get this card all the time with, you know, personal clients who would ask me of like, what would their COVID vaccination be like? You know, what would they have to go through? And I would always get this one, so it's like the little arrow with the, you know, the shot. It could also be the scythe card as well, but I don't have that here. So anyway, this card is all about, you know, clubs and orders. So Merrick Garland, is going to order, because this would be the whole Department of Justice, it could be the FBI, CIA, he's going to order a sting operation. And it's going to end it, because this is the card of ending and, you know, putting people away. This is the foreign, all the foreign countries involved. So this is more than just USA. He's going to be working with foreign countries. A sting, an operation, a sting operation, an operation that stings foreign countries. And it's you know, all over the media. It's going to come out and show where the money went. You know, you can see the money falling out here. And with the garden card here, this has to do with how social media can help. He's going to organize social media in a way, or maybe it's behind the scenes, like we probably don't see it, but they have ways to. It's like I don't know if you guys have ever seen I saw it on Netflix, and I think it was called the Panama Papers, and it was like 17 countries that came together to share information with each other. This is like the sharing of all this like entanglement of how it works. And they shared it with, they created a like underground platform where they could secretly share, and it was, you know, very like secure. And they were able to share information from all these different countries, and it had to do with money laundering. So this is a part of, you know, the money they have to launder the money from this child trafficking. So this is part of it. So the organization is already set up. It's already there. The platform is already there. They just have to use it in a different way. Or maybe it's all part of the same thing. And it'll come out later, and it won't be the Panama Papers. They'll call it something else. And then we'll know later on what they really did. But yeah, so all the money, power, and protection of this organization, the Department of Justice, and working with the FBI and CIA and any other intel communities, is going to be the full weight bearing down on foreign crime, foreign, you know, company or foreign countries. And then the guilt is going to come out. The burden of the guilt is going to come out, and I think it's going to tie in the White House from the previous administration. I think there's something in here about Trump, because of course, you know, he's probably been laundering money for years and years, you know, for entertainment purposes only, YouTube. But anyway, so. And if it's not Trump, if I look at it from a different angle, it's the money, power, and protection of our current administration that will support, give the money to, help fund this organization that will be a sting. And then they're not only going to find the guilty, responsible ones, but also how they were moved across the USA. This is the locomotion card is, so this is foreign, this is domestic. So it comes from foreign, the operation, the social operation, and the money is all, foreign, but then comes into the USA, or maybe it's the guilty people who moved children out of the USA to foreign countries. But anyway, so what Merrick Garland is going to accomplish will be a goal that's put in place, and we're going to have some good news about it. This card, the writer, is all about good news, and we're going to see the money that's been spent. And the guilty ones. The news will bring out the guilty ones. So we can look forward to that. Excellent. All right. Okay. So let me move these cards out of the way. And then the next question here was for Lightworker. Wanted to know if whether or not, and I've already shuffled this deck, whether or not there will be justice for the Ecuadorian Rainforest tribe that's being poisoned by Chevron Oil Company. Will there be justice? Will there be justice for the Ecuadorian tribe? Ecuadorian Rainforest tribe. Okay. Well, with this card being the theme here, this is a real, like, physical, because we're in the realm of Pentacles, burden, and we can see that it has created quite a handicap. And literally where they've been shut out and away from their own land, because it's probably not inhabitable. I can imagine what they've done to the water supply and the land. Ugh, it's so painful. And as far as justice goes, with Temperance reversed here, well, I mean, of course, it's intolerance and imbalance and impatience and making, really bad decisions. And then with the High Priestess, we're in that realm of secrets. But it's not reversed, so it's more about, the clarity and the understanding that comes through. So as far as justice goes, there's the understanding of the financial loss and the struggle and the awful burden that's been on the Rainforest tribe. And then with the Page of Pentacles reversed, well, it's not good news. It's like something doesn't work out. And then with the World reversed, we don't have closure. There's delays, and just major disharmony. Let me draw a few more cards. Let me see. I'm not going to be able to fit too much without bringing the camera up, but it's so far it doesn't doesn't look that good. It could be something that just takes a very, very, very long time. I'm going to draw 5 more cards. Okay. Yeah, so with the 2 of Pentacles here, we have a lot of juggling. 3 of Wands, still looking out into the future, but it's uncertain. The Sun reversed brings in the lack of health and vitality. These are, you know, major illness cards here. And then we have the 6 of Cups, which brings in problems for children, like lack of vitality and health for the children. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles reversed, which is just not good. That's just not good for the land. It's not good for the people. That's a problem when these guys just have this amount of money. You know, and if a tribe doesn't have really good attorneys, they wouldn't know to hold out for more money, and they might settle for very little because they're under such great suffering. This is so sad. But you know what? The best any of us can do, if we care, we will boycott Chevron. If you have a Chevron credit card, you will cancel it with a letter telling them why. This is like what I did years ago with Citibank. Got rid of my Citibank card when they were messing around with Standing Rock. And you know, put your money where your intentions are, to not allow them to be, you know, don't help them in any way. Now, I can't imagine that Exxon is any better, but at least to send them the message, right, that you're not going to stand for it. So, okay, so I have another question here for Velsi, but I'm going to pause again while I shuffle the cards. Okay. Okay, so this reading is going to dive into the future of the country of Brazil under the reign of Bolsonaro. Okay, so the forces in motion, the challenges for the country. Okay. I think I'm just going to leave it free form and let's show a progression of events moving into the future and the outcome. Okay. Hopefully I can fit all these in. Yeah, just barely. Maybe if I angle. Okay. So what we have going on here with the Five of Swords reversed, well, the forces that are in motion, it feels to me like there is some resolution, there's some compromise that's coming, there's some peace that's coming because of more communication than there ever has been. And it might be that the people of Brazil are wanting revenge over Bolsonaro. You know, I mean, he's like Trump. So, but their challenge with the country of Brazil, the challenge is to be very independent. Very independent, and to move forward thinking very clearly, and to be, self-sufficient and organized, to fight for the truth. So it can be done, but they're going to have to organize and get really clear on what's the most important. And what they're especially, what's hanging over them, what's hanging over the country of Brazil especially, is this corruption from Bolsonaro, his manipulation, his lack of integrity. With the King of Swords, that's what we have going on there. With the King of Swords reversed. Okay. So, but the progression, what we're dealing with here, speak, is injustice. So there's been a lack of justice. It's when the justice card comes through reverse, this is legal issues, this is corruption, this is deception, it's bad karma, and it's because of Bolsonaro. My goodness, every single card is reversed up here. Every single card for this whole reading is reversed. This could be looked at as reversed because it's in a challenging position, but I didn't get the guidance to read it that way this time. It's about, that's the challenge is to fight for the truth and get organized and be very independent. Now, with the Ten of Wands reversed, this does bring in some stress relief, because this card, when it comes through reversed, is about delegating, the overwhelming responsibility. But it does bring in delays, and it can be a failure. So I think Brazil needs to get Bolsonaro out before anything can happen. And with Temperance reversed, it's risky. It's really risky. You have to be really careful about making any bad decision against him. But he has to go somehow. And then with the Devil reversed, the guidance there is they will be released from the fear. They will be released from the karma. There will be recovery. This is a card of independence and freedom. These two cards are pretty much alike, but it might be more that the feminine fights more for the freedom and the independence. But this is a card of reclaiming their power. And then with Judgment reversed, that brings in having to be careful about, well, no, actually, no. They're going to get rid of this guy. They're going to fight. They're going to get rid of this guy because he just wasn't meant to be there. He was not meant to be there. And then with the Five of Pentacles reversed, that brings in recovery and improvement. So some of these cards are good to have reversed. I definitely would always want to get the Devil reversed, and same thing with the Five of Pentacles. This one isn't too bad reversed either. Or this one. The Five of Swords reversed is better than straight up. And I think that's what brings in, because they're wanting peace and independence. That's the deal. So yeah, so there's a battle, but I think it's going to happen. And I don't know how long this is going to take either. I don't know how long the guy's going to try to stay there, or what can be organized to get rid of him. But yeah, that looks good. So, okay, well, that's all I have right now. I think if I add any more, another viewer question onto this video, it'll just be way too long, so I'll bring it into a new one soon. Okay, thanks. Bye.